You are 35. Last week, Marcus sold the Range Rover. He didn't post about it. The photo of the new car never reached the group chat, the one where the old one had arrived to 4 instant replies. 11 years ago, you started the same kind of job, same city, roughly the same money. Everyone agreed Marcus was the one going somewhere. This morning, the boiler died. February, the way boilers always die in February. A 900-pound job, no warning. You paid it the same week. You didn't check the balance first. You didn't need to. The difference was never the salary. The salaries were almost identical. The difference was one small thing you started at 24. The thing everyone found slightly funny. Every choice has a cost. Most people never read the receipt. This is the receipt. Rewind. You are 24. A salary that will double over the next 11 years. A life that, from the outside, will barely change at all. This is the story of where the raise actually went. Every raise. And why the man who looked like he was winning was quietly the one paying the most. You are 24. The salary is £24,000. You share a flat in Zone 3 with 2 people you found online. The grout is suspect. The boiler groans every November and nobody knows why. You cook most nights because going out is still a decision you have to think about. On the last Friday of the month, the phone buzzes. Money in. You set up a direct debit, £50 into a stocks and shares ISA. Not from any clever plan. Someone said you should, and it felt like the grown-up thing to do. You almost cancel it twice that first year. You don't. Your friends are spending their first real wages on things that look like adult life. Gym memberships used twice. Trips that leave them quiet on the Monday. You don't judge them. You feel the same pull. When money arrives for the first time, the instinct is to prove it's real by spending it. You don't know it yet, but the 50-pound habit is the most important decision of the next decade. Nobody noticed. That was never the point. You are 26. The salary is £28,000. A small rise. For a fortnight, it feels like things are moving. You eat out twice to market. Then the fortnight ends. The number on a Sunday night looks the way it always looked. Fine, until the week before payday, then not. You nudge the direct debit to £70. You tell no one. It isn't a sacrifice. You just never let the extra reach the part of your life that would learn to expect it. The raise came. The life stayed the same. You are 28. You changed jobs for £36,000. £8,000 more a year. Around $500 extra a month after tax. You moved to Zone 2. 1 fewer flatmate. A cleaner bathroom. You feel, briefly, like you've arrived somewhere. Within 4 months, the $500 is gone. Not wasted, nothing dramatic. The new flat costs more. There's a coffee near the office now. The phone contract ended, so you upgraded. You'd earned it. The gym in the building is included, which is another way of saying it's folded into the rent. You still check the balance on a Sunday night. The feeling is identical to 2 years ago. There's a name for it. Lifestyle creep. Every extra pound the job pays you, the life quietly spends on your behalf. Not laziness, not stupidity, just the way the mind resets. Whatever you buy becomes normal within weeks, and then normal starts to feel like not enough. You don't know it yet, but you are running on a treadmill that speeds up every time you do. The raise came. The life stayed the same. You are 30. The salary is £48,000. The direct debit is bigger now. You raised it quietly, twice, when the raises came. You've never mentioned it at dinner. It would sound like boasting, which is strange because the amount is small. But the habit has a shape now, and the shape holds. You start to notice something about the people earning the most. They have the least left over. The bigger the salary, the bigger the life that arrives to swallow it. A raise that vanishes into a heavier rent and a newer car was never really a raise. It was a costume. Past a certain point, More money stops changing the morning. It only changes the statement. You are 31. Marcus leases a Range Rover. He sends the photo to the group chat. 4 replies inside a minute. You send a thumbs up and turn the phone face down. Marcus earns what you earn, maybe a little more. By every visible measure, he is further ahead. His rent is higher. The car is $650 a month. Portugal, twice this year. You haven't been anywhere. You feel the gap. The gap is uncomfortable, and the discomfort is old, built in across a very long time to make you close it. You don't close it. Not because you don't feel it. You feel it every time. But you've been practicing, 5 years now, the small act of sitting with the discomfort and not spending. Nobody photographs that. Nobody sends a thumbs up for it. Nobody noticed. That was the point. You are 33. The salary is £62,000, doubled, near enough, from where you began. Sit with that for a second. From 24,000 to 62. On paper, a transformation. Your life looks the same. Same Zone 2 flat. Yours alone now. Same second-hand Ford. Same Sunday evenings cooking. Not because you can't afford the restaurant, but because you noticed years ago that the meal gives you 40 good minutes and then fades back to ordinary by the time you're home. What changed is the number in the ISA, partly because you kept feeding it, mostly because of what time does to money you leave alone. Leave a boring global index fund untouched long enough, and at a long-run return of roughly 4%, not promised, not every year, but typical, it starts to pay you for doing nothing. You slept. The money worked. What felt like a treat at 24 feels like a basic standard at 62. You have, somehow, refused to let it. Not perfectly. You're not a monk. You bought things this year you didn't need. But the baseline never climbed the way it was supposed to, and the gap between what you earn and what you spend is where the quiet money lives. The raise came. The life stayed the same. You are 34. The company restructures. Your role survives. 2 people on your team don't. A manager you respected clears her desk on a Tuesday. By Thursday, the air has changed. You understand, for the first time, that the stability you'd assumed was only ever on loan. You run the numbers properly. If the email landed tomorrow, if you stood in the car park holding a box the way she did, how long could you last? 6 months, maybe 8. Not forever, but long enough not to make a frightened decision, long enough to choose. You think about Marcus, the car, the trips, the life that looks further ahead. Every month of his income already promised to keeping that life standing. You hear, quietly, from a mutual friend that things have been tight. Not a disaster, just tight, the kind where the options narrow. You say nothing. There's nothing to say. There's a difference between looking like you made it and actually making it. You are 35. Marcus has downgraded the car. Quietly. No photo this time. Your ISA has crossed a line. Not millions, not retirement tomorrow, but a number with enough weight to change the texture of small decisions. The boiler dies in February, and you pay the £900 the same week. No Sunday night maths, no low hum of dread the morning after. The whole world, for a long time, moved one way. Spend the raise, upgrade the life, keep up. You moved the other way, not because you had more willpower than anyone else. The pull was real every single month. But at 24, with a 50-pound habit you nearly killed twice, you started before it felt necessary. The ISA was never the point. The habit was the point. What compound does to money, the slow stack of small, steady choices does to a person. It builds in the background, while the visible life stands still. The flat is still the flat. The Ford still gets you there. The life stayed the same. The number did not. Here's the question worth sitting with. Not whether you've spent too much. Everyone has, somewhere, in some direction. The question is simpler. When the next raise lands, and in your 30s, there's usually one still coming, what will you do with the gap? Not all of it. No grand renunciation of everything good. Just some of it. Just the part that in 5 years you'll either have or you won't. Marcus looked like he was winning for a long time. The group chat agreed. The feed agreed. The bank statement is quieter than the group chat. It always has been. Every choice has a cost. Most people never read the receipt. So, what does yours say?